Okay, hello guys, it's me, Saturn, and today what I'm going to show you is a new game called Forge of Empires. Like you see, I got a new phone, iPhone 5C, and my iPhone 4S is gone because, of course, the iPhone 5C isn't a new phone, trust me, but the thing is, I got it from my parents because, of course, I don't have enough money really for myself to get a new phone or whatever. And the second, I don't know, I don't feel like a need of like great iPhone 6 phone because they cost way too much, and all that. So if you hear like a couple of sounds, maybe it's because of my kind of arm moving around. But yeah, and the good thing about the phone is that it has a load of more memory, 16 gigabytes, so it means that I could do maybe not a load more games, but I could review a couple of more games. Like I will leave more storage just in case of if some reviews are going to be like above 40 minutes or something. Not reviews, I mean, how do you call them? Like I don't know, videos themselves really. But today I downloaded a game which is Forge of Empires, and it's a really really good game. Trust me. Before we even start, like describing how I went with all my village, I wanted to say that the Forge of Empires game is really good. I really like it myself, um, because the game itself has a really good idea. Um, Forge of Empires. Before we start talking anything about my village, how it's going on, how did I progress, Forge of Empires is basically kind of like a historical game. It is like every game, like you think like a strategy game, the same as Greepolis. It's kind of like Greepolis, but except of only focusing on Greeks. Forge of Empires starts from like a low Bronze Age, if you even know what Bronze Age is. If you don't, search up for yourself on the internet. you know, um, from a low quality Bronze Age, which is like way back in BC, till it even goes up to like something which is called the Arctic feature, which I really don't know what they mean by that. But this game goes basically through ages and eras. For example, starts from Bronze Age, and then you move on to Iron Age, then you move on into the early Middle Ages, High Middle Ages, Late Middle Ages, then Colonial Age, then the Progressive Era, then the Industrial Age, and all that. And I really like this game because actually this game starts you off as like a guy who basically starts off in Bronze Age, which is like back then in Bronze Age, those people. I'm not saying that they had small skulls, but they did had a bit small skulls. Like if you would, for example, travel back into probably the Ice Age, trust me, if you would take out someone's skull, literally their brain would be like nearly 2 times smaller as yours, because back then in the Ice Age, I'm not talking about Bronze Age, I mean Ice Age and maybe Stone Age, there were mammoths, and only what they could do is they could only only what they could do is live in caves and hunt. That is literally it. They could only hunt, they could only caves, and they could technically kind of draw, like what they done every day. They even told stories, and all that, and all of those Ice Age and Stone Age really kind of fascinates me how all of that started. And I really, really, really like this game because, like I told you, it fascinates me how, basically, for my opinion, the game has a really good idea how you start off as like a very low quality person, and in Bronze Age, only what you could do, like the Bronze Age tells you, you could only make a copper, you could have you could only harvest some foods, not all of them, some foods. And the thing is that back then in Bronze Age was even before the Greeks started. Well, actually, Greeks started like right at the end of Bronze Age. Like when Bronze Age was about to go down, the Greeks were in basically. So the Greeks were like right at the start of the Iron Age, which is after the Bronze Age. But I think it was the Bronze Age is back then, like you see for yourself in the game, they had houses like these. These houses, like you see for yourself, they had houses which only had wheat. These roofs were made out of kind of like those. Straws, there you go, straws. And the walls were made out of mud. And mud, if you were made a mud house, in a couple of years that would break down. Because basically what they done is they got the mud, and then the thing is that the first time you hear me, you're like, how the hell did they... How can someone make houses out of mud? Well, use some logic in it, because actually they made it out of mud, but what they had to do first is actually first they had to harden the mud, which of course makes it into hard, and then they build it out of the mud, the hardened mud. But within in a couple of years, it would go down, crumble into little bits, and then they had to make new ones. But like you see, um, I really like this idea of the game. If you don't know what I mean, because I'm really chaotic, I'm actually really chaotic about like explaining games or something. I'm really chaotic, like I'm very sorry, but I'm just a guy who can't really explain you perfectly what everything is. But search a game for yourself. If you're a guy who likes strategy games and also likes to kind of go, I don't know, like through history and kind of, like to develop, then that is a game for you, basically. Not maybe exactly as you would think so, but, and I really like how, like I'm saying again, I really like how this game starts you off as a low quality Bronze Age, which only what you could do is only hunt. You could make wood, you can make stone, and seriously, like the jobs were limited. Like if you were to live in the Bronze Age, they didn't have any laws technically. Only what they had is like only what they had is just like they had really low population, like really low. They produced wood, they produced stone, and unlike the Bronze Age says, bronze of course is copper, because copper is copper is actually, wait, what's copper? Copper, I don't know exactly what kind of materials it. Like I don't know like what particles it's made of, but copper. Wait, yeah, I really don't know. But copper, for my opinion, is kind of like iron. It's kind of like iron, but it's low quality. But the thing is that I really like this game. How you start off as a Bronze Age, where only what you could do is just sit in your house and technically do nothing. You could sleep there, and then for the rest of the day you could go out and walk around and hunt, I guess, for animals. Until you go up to the future, which here somehow in this game they tell you the future, how future is probably going to be. And I'm going to show you how to go in the research thing. Yes guys. And I'm doing all of those app reviews because I really like this game. Well, except of the lag, cause sometimes it does say, "Oh, an error occurred," and that pisses me off. But I really like this. You see, Bronze Age. You see the letters Bronze Age. You see, so Stone Age. Stone Age was before the Bronze Age, guys. I am educating you right now. I am educating you into max. Okay, no, I'm obviously kidding my tone of voice, but you know, yeah, so like you see here in this game, how is it structured? I'm not saying everything's true, but basically, like, I'm just saying, like, how this game name everything. So I'm gonna tell you whether that thing is, like, actually what happened through history. Well, I don't know if they invented the wheel. Nah, I think they didn't invent the wheel. No, wheel was invented, well, it depends, because for example, in China, I think wheel was invented like back then, but in Europe, it was invented only like, I don't know, like probably 300 years ago, which isn't actually that long, like a proper wheel, but come on, like the wheel in Bronze Age. Come on, guys, it's the Bronze Age. It's the Bronze Age. It's Bronze Age. No, isn't Bronze Age isn't where Napoleon lived or where Washington lived. Bronze Age is where is where you Bronze Age is even before the Greeks were. So it's before Archimedes was, before Nero was, before Julius Caesar was, even though Julius Caesar was like, well, not, okay, I really don't know perfect history. I do know a lot of history, but I don't know perfectly. I just don't want to tell you, oh my god, I know what happened, and then it actually turns out to be a lie because you search on the internet. Then it's the Iron Age. Yes, that's right, the Iron Age. Then early Middle Ages, like apparently, stop it. Like apparently the game tells us, early Middle Ages. Then High Middle Ages. I don't know what they mean by High Middle Ages, but I guess what they mean is, I don't know, everything. um, you know what, guys? If you wanna see all of those kind of progressive writing, if you're really interested in history and you wanna pause for example, seeing how the progressive, like heavy armor, water wheels, then just pause it. Late Middle Ages, colonial age, where colonial age was basically where Napoleon like got most of the countries, and that was when Napoleon was actually from a little island, which is actually used to be owned by France, and then later on he became into power. I don't remember how he became into power, but he became into power, and then he basically ruled all the countries. But then soon as he fell, then of course he got the. Oh, fashion! Look at this, fashion in the colonial age. Oh, what a mystery. Industrial age. Yes, industrial age is basically when factories start to produce. Basically, industrial age was basically when, like you see for example in that little image, which probably you can't see, is basically when they started throw smoke around, and they start to throw like smoke because wait. You see, guys, that's what I mean by I'm an explainer. I'm a guy who explains you really chaotic. Of course, this video sounds a bit educational, but if you hate to be educated, if you want to be stupid, if you want to be an idiot, don't watch this video, because this video will be mostly an education type of video. Industrial age is when basically factories were made, and that was when basically, basically industrialization was started to be made. For example, for example, stone started to be made, wood, metal. But the thing is, the difference between wood and metal made in the Bronze Age and between the industrial is that the industrial, all of the stone and wood start to go like really rapid. Like, what I mean is that it started to go. Okay, you know what? I'll actually put it on the table. My God, that annoys me a bit. Okay, I'm sorry. Industrial, but the difference between the Bronze Age and the Industrial Age is that in the Industrial Age was when they didn't only done wood, they done objects. Like, for example, they manufactured matches. They manufactured matches. Yeah, that's actually a true thing. They manufacture matches. They manufactured chairs. They manufacture everything. But the thing is, the difference as well is that they done it in a very, 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 very rapid way. And basically, industrial age is called the industrial age because at that time, like I told you, that was when carbon dioxide, which is a type of air element, I think, a type of air element, start to go up, and that is where basically global warming started, from the industrial age. Industrial age was in 19th century. Yes, was I think a bit earlier than that, but the industrial age was about in 19th century. That's where industrial age started. So like I told you, just like basically just pause. Progressive era, yeah, I think progressive era was more kind of on like the World War II. I really don't know. Yeah, yes. Some of the names were kind of just modern era. Nope, that isn't us yet. That is about the this times. I think what they mean is that time was, I think, more like, wait, progressive era. Wait, progressive era. Oh no, progressive era is like the 8th, 19th century. Okay, never mind. Modern eras were. Modern era is basically the early 20th century. Anti-tanking warfare. Okay. Postmodern era is where we are. Oh no, actually that's not as yet. Yep. We are. Yes. Postmodern, and you see, this postmodern era was about, I think, 50s till like 80s. I think. Like you see for yourself, waste management, children's rights. Yeah, children's right, what about in the 80s? You see, contemporary era, internet, guys, internet. You see, that is the most revolutionary thing in this game. Internet. They added the internet. The best thing, guys. Seriously, I like this game. I really like how it's detailed and like it includes the details. Maybe not the details as much as in the old days, because in the olden days, we don't know exactly how it was, because we actually use mostly from the older days. We don't use that much primary sources, except primary sources can be, for example, cave drawings or like written work. But the secondary can be films, films, videos, all that. And that's us, contemporary era. Yep, like you see, missile, artillery, mobile air defense. Oh, actually, why they couldn't put mobile phones? Come on, mobile phones, guys, come on. And this, guys, is the new era called tomorrow. We will invent fusion power, which... wait, do we actually have fusion? I really don't know if you have fusion power. Recycled materials. We literally have recycled materials right now. Like, what do you mean by recycled materials? Do they mean like recycled materials that I can literally recycle everything and then it'll go back into a different form or something? I really don't know what they mean. Land reclamation, combat drones, blah blah blah. Oh, combat drones. Well, that's you see, guys, and this is the future. Clean energy, low temperature science, anti-gravitation, gravity fields, solar roads. What? Okay, guys. You know what, guys? In fact, if I'm recording this, I want to aim this game to go until the era of the contemporary era. If I go this as much as the internet, then I'm happy, guys. Okay, I know sounds, but internet is literally everything these days. So if in this game I'll continue till to the internet, I will be happy. If I'll finish this one subject right here in front of the screen, the internet, then I'll be happy. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to do it all over again immediately as I have the internet. I know, sounds weird. Internet and the internet. Kind of weird. Tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is the future. Yes, this is the future, like the tip. Food engineering. What do you mean by that? Food engineering. Sounds weird. Extended Gaussian orbital networks. Okay. Arctic future. Don't know what the hell that is, and I don't know why they did it. So they're telling us that in the future, about 100 or 200 years ago, everything will go out cold. Well, I don't see that, because actually temperatures are starting to rise a bit. And actually, in fact, speaking of global warming, in about 10 years, people say that 1 Celsius will be going up. It doesn't sound that much different, but if you put in 100 years, 10 Celsius will go up. So except of usually in summer having, for example, in your country, 30 degrees, you have 40 degrees, which is kind of bad. But if you do it in 300 years, which is 30, then you have until 70, which will be boiling. I'm probably, except of you having even any clothes, you literally have to run out naked to live. Or probably would just, or your blood would boil probably. Advanced blah 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 blah. Mobile houses. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but we don't understand the end. Rare earth metals. We know rare earth metals elements now. Oh, it doesn't say metals, it's elements. Well, we know rare earth elements right now. Like, we literally have that in periodic table. Did you mean like new ones? I really don't know myself. Okay, never mind. I don't know. That's why this Arctic feature is as a question mark at the end, because I really don't know what they mean by that. No. Why is it laggy so badly? Please tell me. But in a high volume, because I can. Okay, guys, so that's what I mean by going through eras, and I really like this game. And before I actually found this game, I was thinking, was there ever a game that you start from like a low quality caveman to like a really advanced robot? Was there ever a game? And here it goes. There is a game made, but the bad thing is, I really wish that there would be a games like that and like not as an app on the phone. I really wish it would be like on an Xbox or PS4 or any console or PC game. I really wish there would be PC game version of it. Like it would be cool. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Don't like. Okay. And like you see, guys, guess what era am I in? I'm in the Bronze Age. But not all the houses are Bronze Age. Cause you know what? I will keep this hunter house thingy. And this hunter apparently says here, wait, I'll go to build and then go into info. Wait, where the hell is it? There we go. And the good thing about this phone is about when I do a video, it doesn't lag. That's a good thing. Probably it's because of the game itself doesn't lag, but whatever. Where's the hunter? Blah blah blah. Where's the hunter? Seriously, where the hell is it? Hunter. There you go. Stone Age. You see, it's the Stone Age. Hunter is in the Stone Age, guys. So that was before the Bronze Age. And you know what? In fact, I'm going to do a challenge, guys. And if you don't believe me, I will do this challenge. Trust me. I will keep the Hunter hut. If you don't believe me, I will keep this Hunter hut till probably the internet. And let's see how will people react. For example, will society tell me to literally build that off, or will they start concerned about me? Will people start being happy? Because the hunter thing is basically where, like it says, basically the hunter's hut is basically like a small tent where basically they hunt for animals, and imagine that. And imagine if I would keep that still about in the industrial age, or even when internet was made. Imagine me doing that. I want to see actually how people will react. If there will be no reaction, then that's not that realistic. But you know what? I'm taking on the challenge. I'll keep this hut forever. I'll just keep it still laying there, rotting there, till, I don't know, everything's going corrupted, I guess. But, you see, I'm in the Bronze Age, guys, because you know why? By this temple. Yes, this is Bronze Age clue. So we are in Bronze Age, guys. We are in the Bronze Age, guys. Remember, okay, guys, before you watch this video, go to Wikipedia and check what is Bronze Age, and you'll find out for yourself how it was made, okay? I'm a really chaotic guy for explaining stuff, and probably if I would explain that written, it would be much more clear, because I would think more about while I'm talking, and of course I won't talk for like and of course I won't think for like an hour or so. Then I have to do, like do it rapid, Yes, I'm in the Bronze Age, guys. Do you believe me? I'm in the Bronze Age, and Bronze Age was way back where the Greeks were. Stone Circle, blah blah. Okay, I'm not going to tell you exactly like the stuff how it works. You see that for yourself. I'm just showing you how it looks. Okay, you see, I got huts which are still in the Stone Age. You know why? Because this guy right here persuaded me to, and he gave me coins, which is only 200. And look how much I have at the right. 1,840, which isn't that much compared to 200. So you know what? I was like, you know what, mate? Fine, I'll do this then, you moldy bastard. Like that. But the thing is, here, let's go to the map, and that is where basically you get provinces. And in provinces is really useful because each province gives you something. For example, if you invade all of this province here, then for example, your brick material starts to go up. And the more provinces you invade, the more probably your empire will be more kind of and fast developing point. But the weird thing is that since I'm in Bronze Age, of course, at that time, bronze, which is copper, was manufactured at the time, which means that all the spear fighters and the slinger people, which I have, most of their helmets and stuff are made of copper, right? But of course, their helmets look like metal, but they actually aren't. It's because that probably it's because of the sun. Maybe it's because maybe of the sun. I really don't know, or maybe it's just because they just want color in iron. I don't know. But Like I told you in Bronze Age, all of the warriors' materials were bronze. But that's a weird thing, because actually, in fact, all this province was bronze, right? Yes, that makes sense. And then if you do all the province, which they were in Bronze Age, right? But here it's Iron Age. Look at here. Come on, go here. There you go. You see? You see? Iron Age. Badakus. I don't know, sounds like a weird name. Iron Age. You see? Iron Age is when they started getting iron. And of course, if they started getting iron, they thought, why not put it on the gladiators and all the warriors? But the thing is, the green marks mean that I invaded those provinces. So basically, you're telling me that even though I'm in the Bronze Age, which is like a low quality age, which the Bronze Age is before the Iron Age, which means probably my materials are weaker and probably they aren't as hard as iron because copper isn't actually that hard, but I still won with those people. So you're telling me that are those people bad at fighting? Are those people manufacturing bad the metal? Or is it just that probably in this game copper is more stronger than iron? I really don't know. The last province I didn't invade it only because I don't have enough of these warriors. Cause on all of these fights I lose some of those people. By one! So you're telling me that the guys, the Bronze Age won with the Iron Age. An Iron Age which had iron stuff and materials and armor in it. And a Bronze Age which has bronze material. A bronze is much weaker than iron. Physically, you know, physically is much weaker than that. And you're telling me that I've won with a weaker material. So you're telling me that I've won with a. So technically, you're telling me that I've won with iron between bronze. So you're telling me that, for example, if somebody had an iron sword and I had a bronze sword, and I would try to do a fight with these swords, then does it mean that I would win, even though bronze is much weaker than iron? Wow, well, that means, guys, that they're just bad at fighting. And Iron Age was when Romans started to be. Because on some of those friends which I have here, come on, mate. There you go. Friends, some of those friends. I don't know, for some, this lady. I don't know. Wait. And by the way, my username is Saturn the Grey. If you have this game and you wanna add me, fine, add me. I don't care. I'll just polish your village, but don't attack me if you will. I'll get raging and I'll attack you back with my Bronze Age warriors. Oh yeah, and like you see, the Iron Age was when Greeks and Romans started to be in. Well, actually, Romans were kind of at the end of Iron Age, but Greeks, okay? Like you see, this building here, the town hall, and these little houses look very familiar to the houses what you would see in the ancient Rome and in ancient Greek. Is because the Iron Age is ancient Rome. So you're telling me that a Bronze Age. So you're telling me that in Bronze Age era, where there were no laws and was technically more stupider. Technically more stupid than Romans, they still won with Romans. Wow. Well, that is a twist to this game, seriously. They added such a big twist into this game, like, I'm serious, my god. Sorry, I'm just collecting money because I can, because I'm a beggar. Yeah. And like you see, I keep this hunter for Stone Age. And guys, you know what, I will not explain you everything, how everything works, okay? This video is just a video of explaining you how the game works, okay? I will do more videos, but I'll do especially videos if I'll do videos on how I fight with those people, okay? If for example guys you pick comment and you're saying, oh my god, it's boring how you watch your war battles, I will still do them, but I'll do them much rarely. Cause if you want, then I could then with no problem I could at least the summer there's no problem how I could make more videos, because since there's summer, guys, come on guys, it's summer, give me more comment, I'm persuading to do more videos, come on, it's summer, there's no school, I'm on like every day kind of, so I could do technically videos like every day if you persuade me that much. But you know, Forge of Empires, briefly, is just a game where you go through eras and ages, you know, and you progressively, obviously, get better at your own base in that. So yeah, so it's kind of like Greek Polis, but except of being in that one era, you're being with like series of eras, and I really like this game because as well, it learns you a bit. Each game, most of the games, like learn you a bit. I know, guys, that may sound bizarre to you, but yes, they do. Because even this game learns you how, for example, how the Bronze Age people at these days used to live. But most of those games which are made these days are mostly learning you history, kind of. They're mostly learning you history. For example, the Xbox game called Rise Son of Rome. It's a game about a guy which is a soldier and in the Roman times. And come on, don't tell me that doesn't learn you a bit about the story of the Romans, especially, yeah, the story of. Don't tell me that doesn't, because if it doesn't, well then you're clearly stupid then. you know, but seriously, most of the games learns you, except GTA, because GTA doesn't learn you anything. Like, guys, if you want any games which educate you, then find it for yourself, you lazy person. But you know, probably stupid people themselves won't even find like a probably educational game, or they'd even don't know like what to think was more educational. Is, for example, GTA more educational, or is it more educational to have a game which explains you everything about the Roman Empire? No, not everything, but I mean the part of the Roman Empire about the Nero. Which one should you pick? Which one is more educational? GTA 5 or Rise Son of Rome, which explains you everything about Nero and about how they invaded the barbarians and the olden island called Britannia, which now is called Britain, but it used to call Britannia at that time. You know, but guys, you know, I explained you everything, and you're like, oh wow, mate, you are so smart. Or some of you are like, I'm more smart than him. But the people who are saying that that I'm the smart guy, trust me, I'm not the smartest guy. Trust me, there are a load of guys. There are a load of more smart people. I am just the pinnacle of smartness. I'm just the guy who begins kind of the smart hood. And maybe I don't know why, but the thing is that I am aiming for an architect. Okay, if you're coming here and you think you'll be a great YouTuber, then no, I won't, because I'm not aiming to be a YouTuber. I'm aiming to be a great architect. I'm aiming to build those houses like these in this game. Now I'm kidding, because if I would build them, probably I would get only $20, no, £20. That's it. But I want to be an architect, a great architect who builds great quality houses, cheap, but also good. So good materials, but cheap materials as well. So for example, stone. Stone isn't good because, stone is good, but the thing is, isn't cheap because it's very hard to, to basically send it through boats because it's heavy. But for example, concrete, it's easier because only what you do is get it, melt it, and then there you go, you have it. But stone is more expensive because it's apparently harder to transport around, I think, and you know, and it's really heavy. Yeah, anyway, I don't remember. Like I think I'm confusing myself right now. Yeah, guys, but that's it for the video. Oh, look at this, 1966. We're in the 80s right now. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, we're not. Okay, guys, so I'm just putting this game in a video because I want to see how I progress this game. I want to see how I progress from the Bronze Age till the I don't know what it's called, the contemporary era, or maybe the Arctic feature, like they call it. Even though the Arctic feature, I don't know. Probably the Arctic feature, I'll get there by, like, in real life, probably a year. Then I'll get into the Arctic feature. But, sense of skill, maybe less, maybe more. Depends on my life. So yeah, guys, so that's it for today. I know it's very weird. Yes, it is after all. Yes, today this video I didn't expect it to be kind of like educational, but yes, it is a little educational video of today, and as well, and introducing you to the Forge of Empires, because we really like this game. Each game, like always, most strategy games learn you a bit. They don't learn you more. For example, Forge of Empires that doesn't explain like the whole history of all timeline. No, it doesn't. Of course, it doesn't. Only what I would say would explain is how probably the houses looked. Um, what did they do as in each age? But for example, they didn't told me like for example how the people felt. What did they do like every day? What did they specifically eat? Like of course you can see that. But the thing is, all games educate you. But what's missing from it is the details. For example, the game tells you, that for example, I don't know, in the era, for example, in the Bronze Age, for example, you're making a bronze sword. But the thing is, there's millions of questions I would ask. Why are making a bronze sword? Why is it the shape? Well, why is that bronze sword? Well, it's because Bronze Age, but why is it this shape? How hard is the Bronze Age? Sorry. And I know it sounds wrong for these people who think dirty, but I don't. I know, like, I don't know, like, if you had a fight with somebody, when did it start to rot? Did it even rot, like metal? How many temperature could you hold? There are millions of questions about that. Games always are missing are the details, and the details where you have to find out is not in the games. You always find it out in the internet, in books, and in your knowledge, and in your intelligence as well. Well, kind of. The thing is, if you have common sense and logic, that'll give you more speed up, but that will not fully give you all the details or the answers what you want, basically. Yeah. The same as me. I am still progressing with my life. I am still progressing. I am still, learning. I am, I'm not saying that I'm smart. Trust me. Like, I am sometimes saying that I'm smart, but I'm smart for a 13-year-old. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest guy. I'm just saying, oh no, I'm not 13. I'm 14. I mean, for a 14-year-old, I'm smart. Okay, not very smart, not perfectly smart, just smart, just smart, just, just, just like in the middle of the smart. Not too good, not too bad. In the middle, right in the middle. So average smart. There you go. That's the best word I could give you. So hey guys, so I think I'm going to end because I think I'm going to hold so badly on this video too much. And yeah, and pretty much while I talk, you will see how all of that looks. So yeah, guys. So this game is today I explained you what this game was and a bit of history as well of the Bronze Age. A bit. I'm not saying 100%. It was like 1% literally of it. Even though we don't know that much of the Bronze Age, so I couldn't fully explain whether it was 1% or even 100% like that is it for the explanation. But guys, it's a really good game. It's about basically takes you through ages. I feel like strategy games, but it's a really good game. I really like it. And also, like in every strategy game, you will go into wars, you'll get provinces, and if you invade a province, then of course certain materials will boost up, or probably you unlock new materials if you can, And it's a really good game. I really like it. Just strategy games are kind of my type of games, except my dad, because my dad doesn't like these type of games. I don't know why. I just ask him, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like strategy games." Well, I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I just don't." Bye, guys. That's it. Only what I could give you is that you will have annoying bastards right here, those people who give you quests. Why are you fat, lady? Stop being fat. Sorry. Not offending fat people, okay? That's just a joke, okay? Just a little joke, even though I'm a serious person, actually. I'm not being a bit hypocrite. Wait. What? Wait. What? Wait. Something complicated? No. Wait. Is that me, or actually, did I saw something in the back of the Bronze Age temple, like, progressing? What? Okay, never mind. I'm just confusing myself. Okay, guys, seriously, that's it. And the Forge of Empires videos, I will do videos, but I'll do videos for the situations where I'll do battles and then I'm progressing. Okay, guys. So, yeah, guys. If you want more of these videos, if you want more of these educational videos and gaming, like, at the same time, of course I could do that. I actually, in fact, really love spreading smartness, intelligence into everybody. Even maybe if it sounds bad and you're like, it doesn't sound right. But, if it doesn't sound right, remind me. Please remind me. Please remind me. Literally, guys, if you would remind me if I said something wrong, I would literally thank you for it. Because if you will, then I will know that basically the first thing, I'm not that smart, and the second thing is that I will get smart by you. And of course, if I said something which sounds a bit, that isn't right, and you're one of those smart people, or probably the nurse, and like, yeah, well, that isn't right. Tell me, please tell me, and I will be like, thank God, thanks for telling me, and by you, I'll be smart. And then I really like spreading intelligence, smartness into everybody. I, in fact, persuade all the people to go into a smart way. Maybe not. No, I don't mean like a smart way, like go into like, I don't know, like Einstein point. No, I don't mean Einstein point. Einstein point is that Einstein is very. Those people are very special people, because those people is very rarely to find. So even if you'll try, you'll kind of won't come to this point. Like me, I'll probably never be as smart as Einstein, because literally his brain has. I think yes. I think it's called the frontal cortex, which is like at the front. The front part of the brain was 14 times bigger than the normal human's one, which is pretty big. It doesn't look big, but but basically, what they mean 14 times? They mean like that. The brain itself was lengthened, like, I don't know, like probably more 14 centimeters, which is like more normal than humans. I don't know. But guys, that's it for the video. See you later. And yes, I will do more of the videos. And let's see if the Bronze Age will win with the Iron Age. Yes, guys, support me, please. Okay. See you later, guys. Yes, I am a bit chaotic on education, please. Okay. I'm very chaotic today. I know it sounds a bit random. I'm a random person. I'm like sick. I'm such a random person in summer holidays. Why should I be a random person? Anyway, guys. See you later. See you later. Bronze Age as well. I like you, Bronze Age. Bronze Age, which was just 2,500 years ago. No, I'm obviously not crying, but I actually I really like how some games educate you even a bit, even if you don't even realize it. They do educate you a bit. So yeah, guys. See you in the next videos. I don't know what will be. I don't know if it'll be sensitive video of another of these videos. I don't know, but I really like recording gaming videos, cause I just really like seeing how I progress through those games. Like, I really like how I progress through those games. And I don't know why, but every time I see that, I don't know why, but I don't know why. But actually, each time I actually see myself progressing through like a low quality gaming guy to like a kind of like me as being like maybe not experienced, but a guy who is very powerful in games, basically. I'm basically, I don't know why, but that gives me harmony. Like, I actually feel like I'm peace. I feel like, like Oh, this. Oh, sorry. I need to. Oh, so bye, guys. Bye.